What's up, YouTube?
But before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Christian over at Honda Vlogs. I greatly appreciate the insight and including me on your channel last night. It's really going to help the channel, I feel, so much appreciated. Also wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to Neo Garage. They're one of the sponsors. Or big shout out to Neo for supplying the wideband used in the hatchback, along with the competition Stage 4 clutch. Head on over to neogarageonline.com and check out his store. Lots of great quality parts. The topic of this video is going to be to review the hatch. Last episode you saw maybe like 3 minutes worth of passes up at Mooresville Dragway. Really started to slip right off the trailer. First pass was a lot of me not knowing the car. The tires were cold, and then in return it started slipping no matter what I did. By the end of the day, we were letting the car rest and it was cooling down, so we were doing burnouts in second gear, and then it just couldn't hang on. So there's an in-camera or in-car video that I recorded. I'll put in the video here. Wasn't having any more. We did what we could, so it was time. As soon as I got it home, I started pulling it apart, and I'll show you that here. The hatch is partway tore down. Identified that the clutch was slipping, and after I got it home, we further identified that the back mount is hacked up. So if you can see the top ear right there, that should cover the bolt. So right now there was 2 out of 3 bolts holding it together. So if Amazon would get their act together, I had a mount that was supposed to be delivered today, and it's been delayed until probably Thursday or Friday. So fingers crossed that comes in. I've got to finish dropping the transmission out. Realistically, the only thing that I've got to do is separate the upper ball joint, the tie rod end here. See if we can get you where you can see it. And then I've already pulled the bolts from the fork. We've got a ripped boot that probably needs to be addressed. And then we should be able to pull the axles, the little pinch pin that's in the linkage, and the stabilizer linkage will have to be dropped. And then we've got mounts and bell housing bolts. So all the fluids drained out. Kind of bittersweet because I just put it in, but got to do what we got to do. Keep watching. Pick up where we left off. All right, so if you've made it this far in the video, you've probably already figured out that I didn't time-lapse all of the removal. I didn't have a lot of time last week, and then in return, I didn't want to waste any further time by setting stuff up and trying to record. So transmission's out. The transmission's already gone to the doctor, and it's got one of the little Japanese Hong Kong limited slip conversion pieces put inside of it. Had that done. Also found out that the input shaft bearing was busted. I'll throw in a couple photos here, along with some chipped teeth on the spider gears. But they were all fixed, repaired. And now that the clutch is out of the car, we know that it was nothing more than a Vallejo stock replacement. And this is something you can buy at Advanced Auto Parts. And on the dyno, it held up to 265 foot-pounds of torque, but it did not like gear transitioning on the track. So, so long, see ya, and we're going back with the Clutch Masters in just a few minutes. All right, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you haven't heard already, I'll be the bearer of bad news. The Honda YouTube Challenge has been postponed. The event's been rescheduled for June 2nd. So it's going to give everyone a lot more time to get everything prepared. But with the rain expected for next week, it just wasn't making sense to have everyone travel so far. So I'll put the new event little tag here for the Facebook link. Go check it out. If you're interested in a streetcar takeover, I'll be attending the one on April 27th. I'll put another little link here. And guys, subscribe for future content. The channel's growing. The content I feel like is getting more interesting. The closer this car gets to the 27th, we'll be adding some other items probably. So stay tuned for future videos. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching.